Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The aftermath of the U.S. military's deadly raid on Venezuela's capital early Saturday to capture authoritarian President Nicolas Maduro is now coming into focus. Maduro is in U.S. custody facing charges related to drug smuggling. But uncertainty hangs over Venezuela as U.S. President Donald Trump insists his administration will run the country in the meantime, a stance that's stirring more controversy as he faces accusations of violating international law. Candace Cole has tonight's top story.
Damage and destruction are now all that's left of the military fortress deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro called home.
Vean ustedes ahí todo lo que pasó.
This man now homeless as a result of the U.S. military's clandestine operation to capture Maduro and his wife, Celia, early Saturday morning. Both are now being held at a detention facility in Brooklyn, New York, awaiting a court appearance Monday. They, along with 4 others, Maduro's son, 2 former government officials, and an alleged leader of the notorious Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, all named in this indictment, facing charges on narco-terrorism, drug trafficking, and weapons dating back to 1999. When asked on CBS's Face the Nation why not capture everyone named in the indictment, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said,
"They're already complaining about this one operation. Imagine the howls we would have from everybody else if we actually had to go and stay there 4 days to capture 4 other people. We got the top priority."
Venezuela's Vice President Delcy Rodriguez is now interim president as ordered by Venezuela's Supreme Court.
She's essentially willing to do what we think is necessary to make Venezuela great again.
Saturday, U.S. President Donald Trump said the United States would run the country temporarily, but expressed interest in working with Rodriguez for the time being. However, in an interview with The Atlantic, Trump threatened her with a similar fate, saying, quote, if she doesn't do what's right, she is going to pay a very big price, probably bigger than Maduro.
She doesn't have the support within or the respect within the country.
Trump dismissed any notion of power going to opposition leader and Nobel Prize winner Maria Corina Machado. Shortly after learning of Maduro's capture, Machado called for his opponent, Edmundo Gonzalez, widely recognized as the winner of Venezuela's 2024 presidential election, to assume power immediately as mandated by the Constitution. A sentiment echoed by European leaders as well. But with Maduro now gone, everyday Venezuelans are paying the price. Chaos in the streets with reports of looting and people armed with weapons, and long lines to get basic necessities.
Mira la situación que estamos viviendo.
This woman says the people are anxious and desperate while trying to navigate the uncertainty.
Look, Maduro's a horrible, horrible person, but you don't treat lawlessness with other lawlessness, and that's what's happened here.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on ABC's This Week signaling Trump's hostile takeover of Venezuela's government will be a top priority as Congress goes back into session this week.
Do ships off the water. They went inside Venezuela, bombed civilian as well as military places, and it's a violation of the law to do what they did without getting the authorization of Congress.
But other lawmakers, like Congressman Jim Jordan on CNN, are now throwing their support behind Trump.
I trust the president to make decisions that are in the best interest of Americans, of our country.
The UN will hold an emergency meeting Monday morning at the request of Venezuela. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has expressed deep concerns about international law being violated, calling Trump's actions a dangerous precedent. Colleen?
Candace Cole in Washington. Thanks, Candace.